Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, everyone. Nevermorians, I am your host with notes. No, I'm not switching my glasses. I'm not. I'm wearing these guys. Sorry. Old habits. I'm your host with your most. I'm the host with the most. Dang it. Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Never mind the furthermore. Never mind the furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. That's indcd.org, your one-stop shop for the best and the best authors, artists, and musicians. We're also made possible by the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of our ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled a sword to teaching the art to others. My, am I scrambled today. We're also made possible by Hates and Hellfire. A dark secret has claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. How are you guys? We have a Monday, and I kind of mumbled my way through, but we got through. We are into the monologue, and life is a little bit better, I hope. We probably should talk accountability. This has been an interesting weekend. We celebrated my lovely wife's birthday, and that meant a lot of cleaning and prepping and going the distance. But we had fun, played some cards, had some guests over. Life was pretty darn good. We went yesterday, then we went out to pick up some things she ordered from Facebook Marketplace and tour Lafayette. And we had lunch. I paid entirely too much for Burger King. And we came home. Not very exciting in the overt, but I had some important things that happened to me. Reaching out to be supportive to a friend, usual stuff like that. That took a lot of my time, and I don't regret a second of it. I also had the opportunity to sit down, and I am working my way through some of my backlog. So I got deep dived into some stuff. My Patreon folks will hear more about that later. I have to check the weather report for my ability to get some things done this week. I'm very excited about what's coming down the pipe this week as we I'm hoping for the times when I can write to do some writing. I'm getting very near to something. And again, I'll tell you all later. I'm also I'm also setting up to get, hopefully doing some forging, getting uh, um, some material. I have things I want to make, and the only way I'm going to do it is by making them. It's just required weather compliance, and Xandra compliance, and moving forward. So a lot of really cool stuff is going down that end. I also intend some. Ugh. My problem is this, okay? It's been scientifically proven that if I tell you what I am doing, I am less likely to complete it. So I can only tell you what I've done. And right now, what I've done has a lot of irons on the fire, but we're almost there. So you just have to have some faith in me. We're also, we're moving along. The timeline seems to be warping. I just have to brace and get a lot done because next weekend, the house next door will be coming down. And when I know that has come down without any dramatic side effects, then I'll be able to relax significantly. But we have to make some steps this week to prevent that. After that, though, the forges are coming out. I'm going to be doing landscaping to get my list field rolling. I'm going to cash in a few credits with some folks who keep saying they want to help me. And we're finally making some progress on the house. So I think we're doing better than I was giving myself credit for. One cool thing is after a lot of difficulty and confusion, I was able to, I need to stop shaking my leg, come up with a solution to help Mandy with one of her weaving situations. And she's very pleased with that. So that is moving forward. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to slowly move forward. And it's not always going to be exciting. Now, guys, I know things are spooky. I know gas prices are soaring and other things are going on. But if we work together, we can make it better. I'm going to be looking for local vending opportunities. I'm going to be trying to set up where I can run, say, a booth by myself if I need to. A lot of what I need to do just is a matter of scheduling around Xander's needs. And I'm kind of I'm excited, but I'm also, I don't know, tenuous isn't the right word. I have trepidation. So we're just going to work on that. I have to get a bunch of pictures taken of some game materials I acquired. I have books to finish. So I'm just at a very busy stage, but not a very exciting stage. And far more important things are going on. For folks who have been following recently, our friend Dawn and our friend Ted had his final radiation treatment. And we are so happy to hear that. I don't know if Dawn's going to be in the chat yet. I never checked the chat early, but I'm hoping that they can help Ted rebuild and he can do real well, because we love them. And if you want to support them, I know I normally hold off on commercials, and I'm out of order today because of lack of caffeine. But let me hide this. I want you guys to. I'm sure someone will throw the link in the chat for them. But if you want to support them and help, Ted deal with it, consider buying a T-shirt. It's a really, honestly, the T-shirt came out amazing. I'm very pleased with that. I had the distinct honor and privilege of designing the very specific lettering for it. Finding that balance between metalhead lettering and legibility. It was a challenge, and at some point, when I can get a few things back in order, I will be turning that into a regular font. I have some projects that could be very cool. To use that particular font on. So it's neat stuff. Always be thinking ahead. Never do anything for just one reason, folks. So I'll be working on that. And I hope you'll be supporting them. Now that I've completely bungled my way through my monologue, what I think I'll do is I'm going to drop an ad, namely Trey's ad, and I'll be back in just under a minute, and we'll hear what's going on with you guys, and we can get your week going. I just right now haven't figured out what y'all need from me, and when I can be of service, I will be. So I'll see you in about a minute. All right, let's go through the comments and see how people are doing. I do not need an ad for that popping up. Thank you. And I will get back to that later because it will distract me if I keep looking at it. Okay. Good morning, says Dan Hellfield. Good morning, Dan. I hope you're doing well. I may not be awake when this goes live, but at least Nick will get my like and watch hours. All righty then. Awesome. Or I may be awake, but out mowing the yard. Who knows? The future is as yet unwritten. Great wisdom from Mr. Hollifield, the man behind the music that I run on my, especially on my art show. Hold on. Fun drawing time. Wait, no, I need my, wow, my brain just is not kicking today. There we go. Fun drawing time. Which I'm not planning to do today because I hear Xander banging around, but we'll just few moments later. There we go. Get that recalibrated. There. Yeah, I'm a professional broadcaster. Seriously, there needs to be some coffee in my future. Good morning. And welcome to Coolsville, population us. Ooh, Angelina. Oh, my heart. For so many reasons, including the fact that Velma Dinkley lives in Coolsville. And let's just be honest, folks. I know what I'm about. Hey, Angelina and Dan. Hey, Donna. How are you? And good morning, Carl. And good morning, Trelena. How are you, my dear? Hey, Trey Whitson, dude. I can't believe it myself, but I went to a protest march this weekend, and my son and I walked 1.7 miles. That's great, though. When my dad had his stroke in October, I had to be wheelchaired to his room because I couldn't walk that far. That is amazing growth, dear. That is something to be truly and wholeheartedly pleased and excited by. Way to go, Angelina. That's quite an improvement in mobility. It really is. I have an itch on my nose. I'm not doing anything, illegal. 1 second, please. We're just going to. It's just the start of allergy season around here, and I'm going to be feeling it for a while, especially with all the cleaning we did. Hi, Trey. And Uncle Carl, thanks for sending me the in-progress draft of your updated Muncie guide. Speaking of in-progress drafts, because you are a Patreon member, you should dig through and look at one of the things that I have given the in-progress secret, what the Hades? I'm sorry, a whole stack of pictures just decided to spontaneously go scattering across my study. I mean, they were stable. I wasn't touching anything, and they just decided to yeet themselves. Well, that was merriment. The chaos begins. Disorder, disorder, disorder. Oh, that's a bit better. Now it's been fortified with more coffee, so it's a good morning. Excellent. That guide is always in progress. The game keeps changing. By the way, Angela says, my son didn't tell me it was a march. I showed up for some standing in place, not a march. He owes you a coffee drink, bare minimum. Yes, thanks so much. And don't forget to like. Yes, please like and share, folks. The algorithm has gone nuts, and it is not showing what I am doing. It's really becoming a real pain. Hey, Nick. We went to a Muncie event yesterday and ended up higher on the leaderboard than Witzman dude. Well done. Keep him humble. And Botrix, my boy, has joined the channel. Hey, Botrix. And non-accountability. Fourth day of not being able to get any notifications. Any of my groups or notification book of faces. Oh, God. Absolutely. What a pain. I'm sorry. And of course, here it is. There's the link to the Muncie show. Donna did well in Terre Haute, rhymes with boat, Muncie event. Foxy waddles in wrapped in blankets. That is a sight to ponder. Anyway, sorry, I'm in a mood. Hey, Foxy, waves. Dan, I didn't mean to insult you with my comment that you're becoming a prepper, just a prepper with a small p. We need something for phrasing, my friends. Getting prepared for potential problems is reasonable. There's nothing unreasonable about that. It is a historical and meteorological fact that certain types of calamity do tend to befall. And it's far better to have systems in place ahead of time and not need them than need them and not have them. I believe the term prepper has been co-opted by a bunch of people who really could be better described as post-apocalyptic anarcho-fetishists. How's that one for Carl's abnormal psychology? But these are guys, usually men, who have a fixation on a very specific type of fantasy response to things going wrong. And I think a lot of it has far more to do with the mistreatment of people in the working class by the wealthy and donor classes, and the frustration and lack of power. And I do not put Dan in that category at all. I put Dan in the category of gentleman who knows things can go wrong. I have a responsibility to take care of my beloved ones, Lindsay and myself. And it's much easier to accomplish with the tools in place. So I don't think you meant it. I think you just kept slamming into some poor wording. And hey, Foxy. So that cat that's been hanging around is getting less afraid. He sings all the time, so we're calling him Freddie Meowkery. So not too long ago, I was at a store and I got absolutely planted by a very vigorous kiss in the situation from Freddie Mercury. Because you bump into some interesting folks at the Walmart in Lafayette. I can't say I have anything to complain about. Granted, Freddie Mercury in that case was a dachshund that was being held by his mom, but I'll take affection where I can get it these days. That's adorable, Foxy. Good morning, Dawn. Dawn is, of course, the mistress mind behind her stories, but about Buddy and Georgette, art by me. And yes, Dawn, if you weren't here, I already talked about your t-shirt. But I'm going to do it again because there's very few people who can stop me. Dawn's significant other, Ted, is fighting cancer. And if you want to help them offset any of the financial burden, please buy a shirt from here. That's what the QR code is for. Okay, cool. And that way she can get her squeak. And you're now part owner of a cat. And Foxy says, I figured cats with names get adopted faster. I want to have a good home. And that's true. New glasses, Nick? Yes, they are. Or was that already discussed? Ted's done radiation, so I'll be back to schedule. Well, in case you guys missed it, yes, I have new glasses. Now, they don't have the nice coating, but when I went to see the eye doctor, I have a new eye doctor, and she found out that my astigmatism prism in my glasses was 30 degrees off on one and less, like 5 or 7 on the other, as well as a major change in both eyes, which meant there are reasons I was having headaches on top of current events. So happy to get that fixed. Hey, Dawn. Think you're right, Foxy. And yay to the end of radiation. Let's go. I am so glad that bridge has been crossed. Hi, Don, and yay for the worst being over. And yay. And now we go forward, Don. Please tell Ted we're always thinking of him. We wish him all the munchies, giving him all the love for everyone. Do it, Don, and make it weird. Oh, well, any love from this group would be weird anyway. That's what we're about. Exactly, as it should be. And this is the link if you don't like QR codes. https://PeoriaBookRack.com. Products I-help-ted-kick-cancer-in-the-throat fundraiser, one word, which it is, _black-t. I'll try to get pictures of Freddie later, if he lets me get close enough. We might be weird. We may not be as weird as we talked about last night, but still weird. I think she lost our shirt over, but it went through financially, so if she can't make the shirts, I hope she passes the money to you, Dawn. Can't be bothered to call her. Something exciting. Well, two things. I was invited to participate as a mini vendor at the independent bookstore event at the Book Rack. Wonderful. I get to sell my cat toys. More info coming later. Wonderful. Oh, nice, Dawn. Well, I think she has them done, Dawn. Love the cat toys. I think I figured out name for the toys. Cat Wiggles Homemade Cat Toys. Okay. Stuff launch warning. Yep. Who's been cleaning? I've been cleaning. Good luck. Good luck. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Chris. No. Chris is kind of the Charlie of our angels over here. I hope that all of you had an amazing weekend. It was a very busy weekend. Thank you, Foxy. They are fun to make and keep my hands busy. Squee. Dawn, now that you have more time, we can schedule a Peoria trip after this week sometime. Hey, Chris. Yay, Donna. I've been trying to ignore y'all visiting. Just can't keep my brain straight. That's going to happen. You're going to need time to recover even after all this has moved along. Hi, Donna. I hope that you're feeling much better after surgery. Oh, Dawn, we understand. Completely understandable, Dawn. Hey, Chris, my attention was demanded over there. Oof, dogged. It happens. Oh, yeah, the cultist folk like to look forward to the apocalypse. Well, they like to look forward to their pretend apocalypse. And I think they will fare, many of them will not fare as well as they think, but they will leave really nice supplies for the people who do. Pets demanding attention deserve attention. Man. Chris Walker, 2028, you know? Understandable, Dawn. I don't want to do anything till after the surgery. It's the last one this Thursday. Yay! Indeed, Chris. I've no lap left when he decides to be a lap dog. And Dawn's babies. I didn't even realize there was a prepper subculture with that kind of identity. Unfortunately, there can be. One second. Looks like I'm going to run a commercial. And you guys can hear from Donna.
Hey there, everyone. This is Donna Carlene. Want some romance mixed in with a dead body or more? Did you enjoy my Hunter's Ridge series? Set in a small town in Alabama, it's the story of Northern Rider computer tech Carly Simone and the love of her life, Captain B.J. Martin of the Hunter's Ridge PD. But life in a small town is not all roses and beer, as Carly's expertise in true-life crime-telling makes her the Hunter's Ridge murder expert. And then there's nowhere to go dancing except the Dixie with its country music. But Rapper Carly can adjust, can't she?
Hi, guys. Please support Donna's books. Let's see, where are we? Okay, yep, because the proper subculture. There are layers. There are some who just want to be prepared to take care of their family and just want to be left alone. I respect that. Actually, I highly respect that. Then there are some who want to use that as an excuse to pretend to be soldiers of fortune. And then there are those who want to be even less savory. And they use it as an excuse to cover cult-like tendencies and all sorts of really, really weird things. I do a lot of preparation type things. You know, it's like we're going to put in the garden this week, probably. I have to double check the weather because it's been strange. Then we need to. But anyway, I'm sorry. But there's nothing wrong with being self-sufficient. There's nothing wrong with having the means to be as independent as possible. I respect that. And as long as it is not coming at the harm of anyone else, there should be no issue. It's when the focus is on excessive harm and over-militarization that I get concerned. Which, please do not think that that makes me anti-firearm or anything like that, because that wouldn't be true either. I'm just not a person of grand excesses. In fact, I believe generalization is one of the key survival traits long term. But it's something I'm more than willing to talk about. And by the way, you did an amazing job. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I'm glad it worked well for you. Oh yeah, Angelina, it runs deep. I was just kidding Dan about it. It was a joke. Remember Y2K? Yes, my parents built a storm pit and stocked up till the end of civilization. Well, if you do it right, then maybe Y2K doesn't go that way, but a major tornado or flood or something goes through the area, and you're better equipped. That group was a division in it, Carl. Those who look forward to the apocalypse are those just trying to be prepared for the worst case. Being prepared for most interruptions and disasters is a prudent thing to do. Oh, I absolutely agree. I also think if you're going to do a lot of preparation, and you have the means, which I don't have the means to do what I would, don't brag about it. Just don't. Never. It's like the people who do the big videos of their firearms collections, or look at all this food I have in storage. You're just literally inviting people who tangentially know you and governmental agencies to come take your stuff. In the middle of that, Carl says, I figure if the apocalypse happens, I don't know if I want to survive it. I hear that a lot. I actually hear that kind of thing a lot from a lot of people, and it always concerns me because very few people have the prerequisite nihilism to live that way, and many of us, even if we were that level of nihilistic, do not have the freedom because people rely on us. As little man came thundering in, because he is very upset with the state of Indiana and its weather right now. And the pressure changes make him very cranky.
No, they don't. You do.
Alexander, I am streaming.
So stop making me angry.
Alexander, did you get your breakfast set up?
There were no bowls.
There were no bowls. Did you check the dishwasher?
I checked.
Okay, let me get to where I can run an ad, and I will facilitate that. But right now, you need to just give me a moment, okay? Ooh, there's a link for the event I will be at. I got to do some prep yet. Wonderful. Send me that. I'll share it around. I don't want to be Amish. I would rather be Amish than in the Stone Age. That's actually always been my goal. I would love to have my home set up where that if things go boink eventually, the farthest we get knocked down to is the Amish level of technology. Me either, Carl. I don't want that. Blue collar people really aren't meant to be in white collar spaces, staring in fascination. I would love to know about that. This pesky, stubborn streak of living. Indeed. I think my mother might be a pepper then. She does a Baptist waiting on rapture. Yeah, that's adjacent. As long as preparing for possible problems doesn't negatively impede your current day-to-day life and doesn't become a looming dread nor some kind of constant fixation fantasy, you should be okay. Age is a factor, sure, Carl. It also depends on if you have kids or grandkids, among other things. Indeed. Fascinating conversation. Oh, and hi, Chris. I spaced that. Trelane is half convinced this office is some kind of kid science. I would love to know what's going on in your office. What's the hypothesis? It's okay, Foxy. I'm a fairly good understanding guy. Hey, Chris. Hypothesis: we need to go outside and touch some grass. Otherwise, we will continue to descend into a further spiral of madness. I have grass, Trey. It is touchable. Not that kind of grass. Jeez, people. I do. To do that, I'd need a place with grass. Maybe you could get one of those little cat grass beds things and just grow it in your window and reach up and do this, I'm kidding. It's pretty dormant here. Thanks for playing my ad. Always. The weeds, though, are pretty and green. The news is that Halcon storage unit has been cleared out and moved from Dalton to Cleveland now. I'm glad that's done. You've been busy. Nice, Chris. Sounds like a lot of work. I don't want to survive the apocalypse either, Uncle Carl. I don't think I could go back to dial up internet. For me, the loss of the internet, aside from my minor funding issues, would be a tragic setup because I use the internet to help people more than anything. And while I wouldn't want to lose the entertainment, as long as I have power, I still have a very large DVD collection and book collection and old video game systems and such. So it's not doom and gloom. There's some growing out of the drains on the interstate. I just need to cut across 4 lanes of traffic to reach it. You poor thing. Way to go, Chris. Congrats, Chris. Thanks for taking care of that. Dial up if it goes down. We will be signaling with flags. No warning. No thanks. That's all, Trey? Flogged, Trey? Am I missing comments? Because I didn't think Trey was getting flogged. Gets a small bag to save some grass for the lawn kind people. LOL. Busy weekend, Chris? Yeah, glad you got all that done. It's because it's so dry here. Joey is flogging Trey. I talked about this last night on the Psych Show. Wait, he is? I don't think he is. It took from 10 a.m. to after 4 p.m. yesterday. 1 truck, 1 box truck, 2 trucks, 1 full, 1 medium, 2 SUVs to get it done. Wow, new phone ducking all autocorrect. Oh, it hasn't learned its Darwinisms yet? Dawnisms yet? In other words, too much stuff for a holocon, huh, Chris? Not yet, Foxy, but it will learn. It has no choice. Mine's still learning too, so I feel you on that. Surprisingly, I've not been ducked yet. Y2K's reason those who knew Koepp were needed once more to save the world. And I'm not talking about 12 colonies either. 1, bonus points for the Battlestar Galactica reference. 2, yeah, my dad was a programmer. He did a lot of high-end strange computer things for the Veterans Administration. And yeah. Well, Duck. Well, Duck. Hi. Foxy says hi, Xander.
Hi.
Don says hi, Xander, and I wish you could have hugs.
Hi.
And Trey says hi, Xander.
Hi.
And Chris says I get hangry sometimes too. I hope your day improves, Xander. It's a little.
I wasn't getting angry.
It's okay. Hey, hungry teen, isn't that redundant? Yeah. That type of grass is legal in Indiana, but in Illinois, but not in Indiana. I'm not tempted by it. The smell. Can't you smell that smell? Ooh. Right. Never tried it, but I would like it for chronic pain. But if I'm doing gummies, I hate this. Oh, but I'm doing gummies. I hate serious hangouts about smoking anything. Nick, Flog to Frogger. There we go. Got it. We all did, Dawn. If the psych show hadn't featured sexual perversions last night, I might not have jumped to that conclusion. Oh, I'm always jumping to conclusions. But I'm also going to jump to an ad. Who has an ad we haven't? Oh, I know you guys want your music.
It's time to scan, that is the plan, with Carl and Dawn to catch a fawn or unicorn. We're so forlorn, we got a cap, so here's our rep. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we've got to Munsey. Download that app and help us cap, and you can play it too. Munsey is good exercise, good for your heart and for your thighs. Dawn is such a lovely lass. Come on, Dawn, get off your chair. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we got to Munsey. Download that app and help us cap, and you can play it too.
Okay, Stuart. Yes, I am leaving the door open. You don't need to yell at me. Okay, move. Well, you can't block my way into the room after demanding I let you into the room. It doesn't work like that, cat. Cat? Okay. Hi. Feed that boy. He has a bowl has been secured. It's not the bowl he wanted, but it is a bowl. So cereal is being ingested. We'll get his vitamins in him right after the stream. He'll be okie dokie. Whenever we have major barometric pressure changes like we're having right now and major temperature fluxes, it can be hard around here. And Foxy looks innocent. And chair, as innocent as me, Foxy. Donna was number 86 in the world yesterday in Muncie. Something like that. I was only 87. Dun, dun, dun! She beat you out. Hey, sorry, I'm very late. You're fine. We still have at least 15 minutes. Oh, God, these new glasses will not stay clean. I'm not doing anything to them. They're just absolute. Hey, Grant. Yeah, how goes? How goes your next set of projects? Hi, Grant. Everybody's greeting Grant, and we're glad to see him. Dawn. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Girl. I don't know what. I'm loving like zombie lurch Grant just. Oh no! Oh no! The virus is spreading. I should not have made fun of the. I like how Nick acted that out. And we gotta have fun with it, guys. And now I really might need to watch Gull, Shaun of the Dead. I haven't watched that in a while. Tomorrow is my stepdaughter's birthday, so we're taking her to the museum. Oh, which museum are you going to? We do like a good museum in these parts. Oh, fun. It does sound fun. Let's see. What's the last museum I went to? Oh, my. Wow, what was the last? I think it was a children's art museum thing in Lafayette. The Carnegie. Ooh, nice. I forgot where you were for a second, Brett. Speaking of, love the museum. Love nights at the museum, too. But, speaking of people who make museum quality things.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at ndcd.org/about-auntie-foxy. I hope to see you there.
And that was totally not me just wanting to desperately finish eating the Palmer's chocolate coins that I had grabbed as part of my healthy and balanced breakfast. But a lot of stuff is named after Andrew Carnegie in Pittsburgh. Well, Mandy works at a Carnegie library in lovely Fowler, Indiana. Can you imagine a group of us touring a museum? It would be a riot. I bet we'd be kicked out before 30 minutes passed. It depends on what museum it was and how civil we would be. Because it could be funny, but it could also be frankly, we all kind of hyper-focus when we find something interesting. So it depends on the type of museum. And believe it or not, for the vast majority of you, I trust you to be relatively in your behavior and completely misbehaving look, what do I mean? How civil would we be? Our conversations may be woefully inappropriate, but our behavior rarely is. We usually are fairly controlled of our volume at public places. And we're not going to jump up on displays or anything too grandiose, in part because we're not going to jump up on it. It's too much effort. I also don't tend towards terribly stuffy places. Now, I'm due for like a run at the Field Museum. I am due for a run at the okay. Yes, Andrew Carnegie donated a lot of things in his old age to get people to forget about yes. No, absolutely. But at least he did some good. And comparative to what current billionaires do, I think we should respect art and wares, so we'd be goofy, but not bad. And again, it depends on how big the museum is, who all is there, scheduling. This is why I try to schedule to do things away from the public. Though you do have a point, Carl. Why is the woman rolling on the floor laughing? We just don't need to take the women and folks to Coyote Ugly. Oh, God. I will say this. I have been around, as I look back, a statistically improbable number of people who remove their clothing for monetary necessity over my life. And they all concur that the women are the most aggressive audiences. Exactly, Carl. We wouldn't take ourselves too seriously, but we would treat the surroundings well. We always did. And it's one of those where the more niche, the more heavy would be then. But we would joke, like, I would pity the restaurant we went to after what the staff would have to put up with. You get what I'm saying? Because we're going to use all our good up in the museum. Our daily allotment of I have this much good in me is going to be completely and totally zapped after the museum. Then, and only then, will right, the poor waitress. Oh, that poor woman's going to hear it all though, because then it will be the we went through the lion exhibit. Yeah, did you see that one? He was the king of the lions. Oh my God. And as for Carnegie, I didn't realize the type of guy he was until I watched the Men Who Built America series. Very good info. Great. Tip her well, Donna. Heck, give her the whole thing. I mean, we'd treat the staff, we would be a distraction. Oh, absolutely. There will be a new episode of Grant Dross tonight. Rock on. I take that into consideration when I tip Woodsman Dude. I think so, too. But then again, I tend to tip well anyway. I spent too much time on the other side of that. Just the tip. Try to tune in tonight, Grant. Sorry, been at Dawn. You're dealing with your significant other requiring cancer treatment. Okay, quit. Dawn, quit trying to pet stuff alliance. No. Okay, guys. You know what? Come here. Let me get a little closer. If you are going through something that involves dramatic medical health care or emotional treatment, grief, loss, we are not going to fault you for absenteeism. Okay? We need you to take care of yourself because we love you. You silly, silly, silly woman. Okay? We are glad you're back. We are honored you're back. But don't beat yourself up over it. Okay? Thank you. Trey, pinky wiggles from the tips of my fingers. LOL. Same here, Nick. Ignoring Trey. Now ignoring Don. Giggling. No more than just the tip. The staff deserves more than that. We get it, Don. You've been quite busy. I know, Nick. I know how everyone here understands. I just want to acknowledge I still love you and do so. One thing I've learned, and quit apologizing. It's okay. We understand. One thing that I've learned, and this is great for everybody. Whenever you feel like what I call the trained apology response, stop and go, are you sorry or are you appreciative? And what will do more good? So take the energy, if you can, from I'm sorry you guys had to do this for me to guys, I appreciate you doing this for me. That builds everybody up instead of tearing yourself down. And that does a lot more good. Oh, hey, I mean, we may be scoundrels and deviants and far outside the norm, but we're also I just saw Dawn's comment. We're also a kind group of people trying to take care of each other, so I don't mind. And Dawn's response went, Nick just went deep there. I needed to hear that, Tim. Anytime. I love that little cutscene. It's wonderful. Yep. And see, I love context. I love having something that fits and makes sense. Maybe I'm hyper contextual. But as we go about our day, guys, and we get into this week, we got to make it our own, okay? And we're all learning. We're all trying. It doesn't matter if we're 70 or 80 or 17. My stream has a very broad spread of age folks. We're all in it together. Okay? And I want you to remember that. Nobody has to face this whole business alone. We're all out here trying to make not just our lives better. Because, I mean, frankly, it would be simpler and easier. I just find a job that makes money, I invest it, and I don't waste time spending money on things I enjoy in the short run. That's the vast majority of it. And yet, the important thing is Sandra got breakfast and Crisis was canceled. And yeah, I think I'll hear the pitter patter of clawed feet coming down the hall for cat food. Oh, absolutely. I think we all are. Age was but a number. Wisdom and education comes from everyone. And the one thing I love about us is that we all know this. Absolutely. And that's what we try to provide. I do have plans for Nick Knows Nerf this week to give you guys some wind up. Art stream is coming, as usual, for Wednesday. There may be some others, but if I run anything dramatically unscheduled, I'll only run it to the Nicholas Tockert channels, the big three for me, just to keep things balanced. And their clocks are probably better than any man-made ones. I agree. I appreciate it from whatever source. Well, I'm just trying to make the world a little kinder. I can't even make it better, but can I at least make it kinder? That's what I'm hoping for. And you know what? I don't think I'm the only one.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel. But otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Yep. And see folks later for Thesis' stream. I think he's gaming today. And Grant Draws is going on today. There's a lot going down the pipe. So guys, keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating, because as long as you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you can't edit a blank page. I love you, and I mean it. I really do. I know I say that every time, but never think it's just a platitude. I genuinely love you guys. And I think you should do. And I will see you all very soon for another episode of Nevermind the Furthermore. Toodles.